All right, everyone. Good morning. Hello, new friends and old. Just wanted to invite y'all into my tiny house living. We changed a old camper into a tiny house. So I just want to show y'all how I organize some things in my tiny spaces. So I like buying the big basmati rice from Sam's. I like the way it tastes. I like the texture of it. I like the way it cooks. So I buy the big bags like this, but I can't store the big bags in my immediate pantry area where I have my groceries. So I make smaller, break it down so I have smaller containers. And I also am going to show y'all some other ways that I organize, being I live in a camper. Might give some good little hints to somebody. So here we go. Now, if you have friends or children or anybody that has a baby and they're feeding them the rice cereal or the oatmeal or anything like that, I ask my daughter-in-law to save these for me, and I could reuse them for something, so she did. And now I store rice, I store sugar. I also write it on the corner, that way if I stick it in my cabinet sideways, I can see what's in the container, or if I put it straight, I can see what's in the container. But these fit much better because they're so narrow in smaller spaces, and they do really good because this is not going to be long-term storage. This is just everyday use storage, so you don't have to worry about it being in glass jars or anything right now, because you're going to use this kind of stuff up pretty fast. So I've already done the rice, I meant the sugar, excuse me. I've already done that, so now I'm going to do the rice. I have my handy dandy canning funnel, the smaller size, because it fits really well into there. Now inside of here I have a little the cup for the rice cooker, and I also have a clip, that way when I open it and take some out of the bag and I put the clip on, that way it stays fresher longer inside of the bag that it's in. And I love the handy carry bag that it comes in as well, which is a burlap material, so it's a really good bag for other things, and it's a neat bag to have. So I like kind of folding the bag down so I have easier access, and I just scoop it up and I put it over into my container until it's full. I'm not going to bore y'all with the whole thing, but you get the idea. So we filled it to the top, and we remove our little funnel. And the great thing about this is you can put the lid on fairly easy. I did it with one hand. You can use the little pop top in your rice cup. Trying to do this one-handed, guys, sorry. And use your little rice cup for measuring out stuff. It works out really well. So that's just one little storage idea. And the sugar, like I said, the same way. So we're going to have to do the sugar soon. I see it's clumping up a little, but that's okay. Then I just push all the air out of my bag. I twist it, and I use this handy little clip. You can use a bread tie or whatever means you have to tie up and keep your ingredients fresh in the bag that it came in for longer periods. Alright, for our next storage solution, we are going to use, I pick up the little containers like this from thrift stores when I can, and clean them, and I use these. I buy all kinds of containers, baskets, things like that from thrift stores. Instead of spending so much on these, you can get them for $1 or $2 a lot of times in the thrift stores. So I use this one because I don't want to put 2 big boxes of the grits and the oatmeal. I have instant grits and oatmeal that we use when the grandkids come over sometimes, when I'm busy with animals and other things and don't really have time to fix a big breakfast. This is an easy fix. And for Dallas as well, but we don't have a microwave. We don't use a microwave. We heat up water and makes it better, and then add extra things to it to make it taste better than just instant oatmeal or whatever. Now, what I do is I pull everything that's in there and I just throw it into a container on the side for now. Reason I do that is because first in, first out. So get rid of what you had first. That's going to go to the front. Now, I stored in these nice Mylar bags instant grits, individual packages, 325.22. Okay, and being we're in a camper, I have a food storage area. We raised the bed up high when we rebuilt it and made an area under the bed for storage. We have food storage on one side for extra big bags like the rice and things like this. So I want to rotate, since it's been a year, a little over a year, I want to rotate out what we have, but I stored it in these bags so it would last longer. And bugs, weevils, things like that couldn't get to it. So today we have the instant grits, and we also have the instant flavored oatmeal varieties in here. So 325.22. We're going to use those up first. First we're going to use what's in our little container here, and then we're going to use these up, but we're going to rotate. We have more of the instant rice and the not instant rice, sorry guys. We have more of the instant grits and the instant oatmeal, the big boxes from Sam's. So I'll do this all over again, store it under the bed, and that way when we need to rotate, we put the newest to the back, use the old first. So that's where we're at now. We're pulling some of the older stuff, using it, and we'll fill up our bags again for next time. I do use the oxygen absorbers in here as well. That way, if there's any dampness or anything, because campers do tend to stay pretty damp at times, especially if you use the heater in the wintertime. So we do put some oxygen absorbers in there. And we're going to go ahead and start putting these in the container. Alright, so we have our grits in there. Remember, it was a variety pack. So we put the cheese to the back because everybody tries to dig the cheese out and use that first. And we put the buttered flavor and the regular flavor. Now, I had 2 left over. I put an index card in between so I know to use those first. Alright, so I put my newer stuff to the back, which I had way more oatmeal in here than grits because we don't use it as often, especially when it's hot weather. We wait in the winter time. We use a lot more of it when we have to have a quick meal. It's just easy. Even though I don't like prepackaged stuff, sometimes it's a quick go-to. Put my card here and my older stuff to the front. Now, I did not use everything in this bag. So now what I'll do is just heat seal it back with the oxygen absorbers, throw it back under there until we actually need it. Alright, we're going to bring y'all down to the floor now. Kind of show y'all how I have things stored over here. Let me say this. I try to do every other Tuesday. Make it my day for wiping things, because close to the floor in campers, things get dirty pretty quick, because the steady in and out of the door and the small space, it just dust goes on everything. Excuse me. So just kind of give you an idea. I like these little baggies here, these little cover up bags. They're like little shower caps. I store extra ones under here, just kind of hide them under here. We've got a little shelf under here. I've got my dehydrator under there. I have extra stuff that we don't eat out much, or if our kids come over and they've eaten something, they've left the sauces, I just throw them all in that little jar, because you never know when you want something like that. I have my real powdered butter, which I add that to some ingredients. And it's best in campers to keep stuff like that kind of closer to the floor instead of closer to the ceiling, because it is cooler down here. All right, guys. Now, I have my little Pampered Chef grill in here that we can cook inside or outside. It's charcoal or electric. Power goes out, whatever, we have that. Now, we don't eat instant mashed potatoes often, but I've used a coffee container, wrote instant potatoes on there. I put a plastic bag in there to kind of keep it a little fresher as well. This I use, which I have none right now, I don't have any, for my dog snacks. So when the dogs are listening good, the inside dogs, we have puppy snacks in there. I have my dried beans in a container like this right now, the ones that I use more often. So those are going to go there. I like the Frank's or the Moore's hot sauce, whatever one I can get at Sam's. I like both. I really prefer the Frank's better, to be honest, but that's hot sauce because we like buffalo wings, and that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Now this is my hot chocolate campfire supply stuff for making s'mores and hot chocolate. Grandbabies love this, so I keep a supply. My sister had made up some freeze-dried ones, so we got to use those up, but I'm trying to use up what I have in the container first. Big container Swiss Miss that I get at Sam's. It's just cheaper to buy bulk, so that's what we do. These little spoons we got at around Christmas time. Chocolate, there's peppermint chocolate and regular chocolate. The excess ones we put in there. The kids love that. I put my marshmallows. These are the big campfire marshmallows. I'm out of my little bitty marshmallows right now for the hot cocoa. I like making warm strawberry milk sometimes, or just strawberry milk for me. So that's why that's in there. And I have 2 extra little packs, or 4 extra little packs in here that sometimes I send home with my little granddaughter that loves hot cocoa so much. So this is just an old file box, guys, that I found at a thrift store for, I want to say $3. Just an old file box. So I just set that on top of another storage container that I use, which I'm going to show you. First off, I'm going to show you back here. You just got to get very creative in a camper. I have the extra 2 ice trays. I have my popcorn stored in a peanut M&M container. And then these are raisins. So if we want raisins or whatever, instead of being in the bag, they keep longer like this, I put them in there. Now here is our containers of fruits. That is the mandarin oranges, and they have the overflow mandarin oranges here, so I'm going to move those down. And I also have some applesauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift all the older stuff over to the left, so we get that first. And then in the top drawer, we have additional applesauce and mandarin oranges that I'm going to move down. I just put the extra stuff up top. So we have pears and applesauce, which I'm going to move the other applesauce up, which that one doesn't look too good. I guess something bumped it or whatever, and we're going to throw that away. Doesn't look good at all. So we have our applesauce. So this is quick fruits that we can grab and go to when we want to have a little fruit snack and we don't have fresh fruit. Alright guys, so I buy these gels, again, stored under the bed. This is my backup supply. So I pull those out and I fill my little drawers. This is the gelatin type. I really like the mandarin oranges. I can't eat a whole lot of certain things because I have stomach problems, so sometimes I'll just eat a little cup of that instead of food when my stomach's bothering me. Alright, so remember we had our mandarin oranges, and then I had an extra pudding. When I get puddings, I put them in here as well, but we do rotate, remember, first in, first out. So on the orange ones, as you can see, there's a lot more of these. Dallas likes those, and Mark, I am not a big fan of the mixed ones. But I'm going to go ahead and refill all my little things here, so I know, and I tell Mark and Dallas as well, grab from the front. And when my other grandbabies come over, they know to do the same. Now, sometimes you're going to have to take the last one and flip it up, because the drawer will not close if you just try to cram it in there. Now, because I got so much, or should I say, because I have so much of the red diced peaches and cherry thing, I'm just going to leave well enough alone, leave the applesauce and the pears up here, and I'm not going to add any more to this. And I'm going to close this up and store it back under the bed for now. Now I had the container, the little file container with the hot chocolate and all in there, turned the opposite way for y'all to see. For storage purposes, I do lay the stuff down in there. I turn it this way and I push it to the back, and I'll show you why. Alright guys, because we have this nifty little file box and it has this empty space right here, it's perfect for sitting our oatmeal and grits in right on top. So we have a little stack system of our fruits, hot chocolate stuff, and our grits and oatmeal instant stuff. Alright guys, because I use by bulk almost everything, just wanted to kind of show you. I have coffee here. I have a little container. I'll show you in a minute that I refill, but that's where I put my coffee. I put my honey. I get the big jugs of honey and just refill my mason jar. And then the apple cider vinegar I have there because I make salad dressings and things like that, and I used apple cider vinegar for a lot of different things, so that's what we have there. Alright, I also have some mixed nuts, so I'm just going to throw them here in front of the dog snacks for now. What I will do, because I don't use the mixed nuts, excuse me, as often as I do the doggy snacks, so I'll put that to the back and that to the front. So I'm using my grill to sort of like a little shelf, because I leave that in here and use it when I need it. It's just easier to pull out sometimes than the big grill. Like I said, you could use charcoal, or it has an electric adapter to it. You can use that as well. Guys, like I said, I try to make every other Tuesday the day that I wipe all this stuff down, because like I said, it's close to the floor, so it gets nasty. And I try to refill everything. Every other Tuesday, whatever's low, I refill. Now, seeing that apple cider vinegar is getting that low, next time I go ahead and use it, I'm going to pull it and I'm going to pour the rest of it into a mason jar, because it'll store better the smaller container until we buy another big one. All right, something else. We have this big shelf, and I'll explain to you later what we do with all of it. Just gave y'all a quick look because I'm sitting on the floor. I wanted to show y'all this. I bought this container for this shelf, I meant for like $25, I think. But when I seen it, I thought that'll fit perfectly in my pantry area. We do not drink the water from the tap here because it is water that is shipped in that we have to pay for. We do not have a well here, excuse me. So we put water in here, and instead of having big crazy containers, we store our water in the shed, and we bring one in and refill this when we need it. And then I have crackers and stuff here in this little basket inside that we use for when we want crackers, and I'm fixing to refill that as well. I have leftover foil, bubble wrap, this, never know what you're going to need it for, so I just throw those extra little things like that on the side. This is some chocolate tea that I had gotten from Off Grid. I put it on the side too. Same little containers like I use for the rice. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and I put a little plastic bag around it just to keep it even fresher inside of there, because there is somewhat air gaps when you do pull the tab off after you use the baby food. So just to keep it fresher, I put the plastic bag on top, those little shower cap bags that I was telling you about. I wrap it around the lid and just kind of tuck it in. It just keeps it fresher. Our crackers we buy in bulk too. The other day I opened the Ritz crackers that's been stored for the same amount of time. For a year and 3 months, 4 months. They have been stored. And we do buy like fresh crackers and stuff like that. But sometimes I just let the supply go really low and just start using this, rotating it out and refilling. The good thing about these Mylar bags, you can cut them, reuse them, change the date for the same thing. If the bag's still in good shape, reseal them, put the oxygen absorbers in them, and they're good for another go. So I cut it off close to the top where it's sealed. And then we've got these nice fresh crackers that we have to put in our little basket up here. Alright, so we have our little crackers up here. We have our little oxygen absorber in here. That just helps, even though they're still in the packages, the oxygen absorber I found helps keep them a lot fresher, a lot longer if you're going to store packages of crackers. I do not dump them out because I like the convenience of just opening individual crackers and stuff when I need them. But these are just as fresh as the day that I put them in there. So like I said, I will save this. I put club crackers, snack packs, the date 3/25/22, which today we're August 1st of 23, that there was 8 individual packages in here. So that's what I'll go with when I pick up some more from Sam's, because this is the last of those crackers that we have. And I'll reuse my bag. I'll just put a line through here and I will change the... I just wanted to show y'all, I do keep under the water. I keep the cast iron Dutch oven. I just have to move the honey and things like that from over here in order to pull it out and use it. This is just mailing bags that are easy to store right here, kind of hidden away. You know, instead of tossing everything, you just try to reuse it. Now, In the front of where I keep the Dutch oven and the water bottles, I have this little shelf that I got at the thrift store for $1. Alright, I kind of wanted to show y'all what else in front of the water, what we do. You see, we can still get to the water really easy. I have that little shelf. I have teas under here. Mark and I do not buy drinks when we're on the road if we can help it. We buy bulk at Sam's. I like the green tea. He likes the peach tea. He doesn't drink a whole lot of the teas. We try to mostly do water while he is at work. We have our Pampered Chef stainless steel pot here that I use pretty regularly when I want to make large batches of stuff. I have these little baskets I use to pick up herbs and things when I do have a garden out there. This year I do not. Kitty cat's trying to get attention. Have our potatoes in here in a little basket. Our rice cooker here. We have a Pampered Chef batter bowl in there that I use fairly often. It's just stacked over here pretty neatly, so we can grab what we want when we need it. And then I put my cooking oil back because I had that on the counter a while ago when I was putting things back. So just trying to give y'all ideas for storage solutions in small spaces. I also put back on top of the protein shakes Mark's little grab bags for his lunch. He'll take them with him if he gets a little hungry and he doesn't want to stop. He'll just eat a little bag of chips or something, or when the grandkids are here. And Dallas, they like to grab their little snack with a sandwich sometimes. Right now we do a chip and sandwich a lot of times during the day because it's too hot to cook a lot of times during the day, so we do a quick, easy, on the cool side lunch. Alright, on to the next shelf. We have our freezer paper, foil, parchment paper, large gallon Ziploc bags, and in here I have the quart size Ziploc bags. And then back here I have some rings, actually jar rings, stored in a paper bag. Ones that I use pretty regularly so they don't get rusty and stuff from being in here because it does get damp. Mark, this is his vitamins he takes every day. I just have the sugar over here. I use it for tea sometimes. Extra little stuff. This is my vitamins. We all know what this is. A canning funnel. We have pot holders. Looks like Dallas struck again. And he doesn't ever throw anything in the dirty clothes. I have a emergency light right here. I have my cheese grater right here. I have funnels here. Everything is dusty, and that's why every 2 weeks I have to wipe everything off because it's really nasty. The hot gloves here for either barbecuing or pulling stuff out the oven. My canning jar picker upper. These are extra, I don't know if you could see them, extra seals for my pressure cooker. These are Mark's knives that I bought him. I have to wipe all this off. This is really stained. I bought this at a thrift store. I do keep, it's not in the greatest shape. It's kind of wonky. But I keep crafting supplies and markers and things like that in there. So we have to clean all that off. I have my little 5-speed mixer up there when I need that. Wood burner back there when I feel like playing with wood burning. I have containers back here. Alright, those bags that we are going to reuse. The Mylar bags that the crackers and stuff were in, and the grits, we're going to reuse those, so I just stick them in here in the corner. So I'll grab those first when I want to refill the Mylar bags. I wanted to show y'all as well, I have my little sprouting kit under there that I sprout seeds, and I'll show y'all how I do that one day. But this is our flat griddle we use on the stove sometimes, but that's just iron, so that's just kind of stood up there out of the way. All right, I keep the little drink mixes in here as a treat for the kids, grandkids sometimes. Mark, these are the sugar-free electrolyte replacement things. This is Zatarain's root beer when the kids don't want water, because we have mostly water around here. So all that is stored up there. I just have extra little junk in here. Razor blade, needle, things like that I don't want anybody get cut on or anything. So I have the wax paper up top that I use when I buy big bulk hamburger meat, things like that, and want to make the individual hamburgers to freeze, and I want to separate them. I use these. And I've got the individual foil pop-ups. If we're doing something small, extra, we want to throw on the grill, or have just a piece of foil, small piece, where you don't have to break out the big old thing of foil. And the little containers that we use in the flat grill outside for the extra drippage of the grease and things that are, it drips into a little pan, but we use these, that way they're disposable. We can just get rid of the thing. We rinse them out and reuse them till they're not any good anymore. I definitely need to organize this, and this is just thank you cards, birthday cards, things like this. Extra clinical thermometer, little things that I hide little things in, like a bow for a gift, instead of just having them lay all over. This is a thermometer that it no longer works. I usually put these in the brooder with the chickens. I put it up there as a reminder I need to buy some more. I've got freezer paper tape. That is just like printer cartridges for the ink. So I'm just trying to show y'all ways that I store things. I put that up on the wall. That way that little shelf isn't down low. I have storage room, and then I have envelopes and things I need in here, extra glasses, all in that area. All right, this here is a Tic Tac holder, a large one that my grandson had. And I was like, oh, save that container. And he said, Meemaw, you save every container. And I pretty much do. I try to repurpose it instead of adding to the landfills. So I put my bread ties in here. So if I need one for anything, there they are. I keep a few of these as well, because they're good for all types of things. So that's what I keep up here in this little basket. Sometimes I throw an ink pen or things like that I need handy in there. I put snacks for Mark and Dallas, and when the grandkids come over, they have all their different little snacks in here, the little crackers and little different bars that we get from Sam's, and it's just easy for them to grab instead of digging in the cabinets and all that, and you just kind of put them in little pretty containers if you can, so it dresses up your cabinet or countertop a little bit. Now this is croutons. We buy the big bags from Sam's. I love, love, love their croutons. But I eat a lot of salad, so as you can see, there's a little scoop in there, perfect size for what I need to top a salad. And that's just a scoop saved out of something. And then in my little jar here, I have the little hat bags, like I was saying, the shower cap bags earlier, that I use to cover bowls and different things to put in the refrigerator. And I also have these little handy dandy snack bags. Sometimes if Mark's running late, I'll have vitamins packed up in this, and he'll just take it with him, or little leftover cat food, anything like that. Chicken, bacon, anything that I want to store in the refrigerator that's very small quantities that I know I could add to something else. I just have those handy dandy bags. and I have the tea bags that I use right here, and this is a little counter slash shelf that we built, and I made it like a blue jean material, kind of painted it like it was blue jeans, just for something fun. So out the window you could probably see the little animal, some of the little animal cages and things. So, and then we have our little candle in the window. I have my little succulent plants right there, just to kind of dress it up a little. Not many people come over here because we live in a camper. So I really don't care what people think anyway. I just try to keep it nice for us. But it's nice, homey area. I'll give y'all a tour of the entire camper later, but this is just some of the storage solutions I use. And as I can see, this is booklets on everything that we have and use in here, the user manuals and stuff. I just throw them all in a basket behind the shelf just in case we need it. That's where it is. But the cats get in here behind here because they're trying to hide so they don't get thrown outside, and they knock everything everywhere. So now we have to remedy this and fix this problem. Pretty easy fix. We just kind of straighten everything up. You can't really see it unless you're looking for it. It's just kind of tucked away behind the vitamins and stuff. And we love popcorn, as you can see, which I need to pull all this out and dust it. Just trying to get through this video so you don't have to see me do every single little step. So we love popcorn. That's just extra popcorn to fill my container down there, but I'm not putting that in there until the other is used up, because I don't want to put old on top of new. That's going to be it for the day, guys, for our storage solutions. We thank y'all so much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. And leave a comment below if anything that you've seen today is something new that you've learned, or give us any ideas of what we maybe can do different that you do for storage solutions. And it doesn't have to be in a camper. It can be in a home or anything like that. Maybe a container, different things you use that some people wouldn't even think of using for that reason. So share that in the comments. Guys, we thank y'all for doing life together with us one day at a time. Alright guys, I'm going to show y'all a little more, and we'll do some more another day. This is my water filtration system. I really like it. It's pretty and it's functional. So we have that. We just keep filling it up, and usually there's 2 filters on here, but my smaller bottom filter, which is a secondary, I just removed it because it was time. So I'm waiting for my new one to come in so I can add it to this one. It's just a secondary filtration system, so it works better. Now, that applesauce that I took out the cabinet, out the little drawers a while ago, I did smell it. It looks fine. And then this bar was, its real ingredients and stuff. It had fell underneath where the water thing was that I was cleaning. What I'm going to do with these 2 things, I really don't know. So my husband said these weren't the greatest last time he opened them, so I'm going to go ahead and just give those to the pigs. Instead of wasting it, just give it to the pigs. And I save these little containers, wash them out, and reuse them for all sorts of things. Alright, for the storage solution over here, this little basket up here, we just screwed it to the wall. What is in this? Hold on. First, let me say, I have a little basket over here. I do protein shakes every day. I love this Avi brand Super Collagen. There's all sort of different flavors. Some of them I'll use in the afternoon if I don't want to eat anything, but I want nutrition. But some of them I do, like, I like this one. It's sweet, but I really like it for in the morning times. to have with a little milk. Perfect little solution, but I store those over here in the corner, the different varieties of flavor, and I choose different ones daily.